So we have Dev here and Yazad. Yazad, say hi. I'm sure you'll be a part of this video. So Dev, you own a RD350 LT converted into HT.
Yeah,
Which model is
it's
this?
1985.
1985.
Yeah,
First own. Obviously, it's not a first own.
it's a second own. The first owner was a racer,
Hmm.
so he got it converted, and he took part in the desert to Himalayas, and apparently came second in this bike.
Okay, so this
Yeah,
has been a part of Raid the Himalayas
yeah, right.
long time back.
Long time back,
Okay,
and the original color was white. Then I got it painted in long time back.
okay,
And I put the disc brake about 12 years back, maybe more than that, yeah, almost 15 years back. When the
15.
Karizma came at that time.
Okay. So this is basically a Karizma disc brake.
Yeah,
Okay, let me check this out. Oh yeah, and the suspension is, I'm still assuming it's the RD suspension, right?
yeah, suspension is RD.
So how did you get this, the clamp part?
Um, well, that my mechanic, he has been doing this, so I don't know how he did it, but it's working fine, no problem.
Okay, so basically, Karizma disc has been clamped on the Yamaha original RD350 suspension,
Yeah.
which is really good. So, Yazad, you were talking with reference to how can a LT get converted into an HT.
Yeah.
So, if you could explain that.
Well, the HT basically was the original bike which came out, and because of the lesser average and the stuff like that, they put a restrictor plate in the exhaust pot. So people who had the LT on a later basis, either the restrictor plate was removed or the later casting was ground off by anyone who did the potting on that to try and emulate the HT. There were some minor differences also, but more or less most bikes now are hybrid bikes.
Okay.
There are very few pure HT left. The guys who have them have the bragging rights for that. Very proud of being HT bikes.
Yours is an HT,
Mine
obviously.
is a potted HT, you can
Potted
say.
HT, that's
Yeah,
another level.
yeah.
Okay. And with reference to reliability, how reliable is this bike?
It's very reliable.
How often do you
Uh,
remote on a daily basis, weekly basis?
Now, uh, maybe once in a week, but before I joined the group 12 years back, I used to go solo. I used to go, like, I had a group um, almost, I would say, 30 years back.
Okay.
Five of us owned RD, but now either they think they've become too old to ride, so they gave up, and some of them migrated to other countries. But I'm the only one who has kept the bike since then. I got it
Wow.
in 1993, so
Wow. Okay, this
it's,
RD has been with you for a
yeah,
very long time.
I think, yeah, 1993. And I have been going solo, like because in between I didn't have company. Then finally, one trip to Mathiran, I met his brother, and he said, "Why don't you join?" So I said, "Great." So
Yeah,
since then, I have been riding with them, and it's been a great experience.
but also people like Yazad and other people, I mean, at least you all know the technical parts. If something goes wrong, you can always consult them with references, spare parts and all. So I'm assuming being in a community
Yeah,
really helps. I mean, it helps my bike as well.
sure it does. And like I have been riding since so long, but till I joined the group, I I didn't know some of the many technical things, like which tire to buy, what is the threading and all that. So when you talk to each other, that's the time you come to know,
Exactly.
what's going on.
Understand.
Yeah,
And with reference to change of spare parts and all, is that an issue? I mean, how reliable has been the engine in the last 30 years? How many times you have to like go to the mechanic?
to tell you frankly, my engine has not been opened up since then,
So
since
it's been
since the
30
time
years.
I bought it.
Hmm.
Uh, and if I have only once I got the CDI changed from point, because that time, frankly speaking, when it was on point, I used to get a lot of starting trouble, you know.
Hmm.
Now, even if I go on a trip for 3, 4 months, when I come back, it starts within 4 to 5 kicks, no
Okay.
problem.
Yeah, that's even
Yeah,
with my bike. So quite a few people, even Yazad, your RD, you had converted from point to CDI.
One of them, yeah, recently.
Yes, the one that you sold, the red one,
Yeah.
which I'll be covering soon. Okay, yeah, but I think that is a valid upgrade in your
yeah,
bike. And obviously, the disc brakes are required for the power that this bike provides. But rest everything is stock apart from it getting converted to LT, HT, high power.
yeah. Rest, except the back thing, the back um,
The
rest, that I
the
got
tail
a
light,
uh, the
the
grab bar,
grab
yeah.
bar.
Because
It looks very natural.
when my wife used to sit, she used to feel little insecure,
That's
so
when you
she said, I
switch
have
to
to hold
Toyota
something,
Vestas, right? Okay. Hmm.
I mean, those long time back when we used to go to hill stations, just both of us, and
Okay. So, how fast have you ridden this bike? I mean, I'm assuming right
frankly
now,
speaking,
obviously, you'd be riding it on a very sensible speed,
yeah.
but
So
I'm saying when,
when I was young, I used to zip, like the best I've done. We used to go to Pune, for that. So maybe I have not seen actually, but around 120, 120, 125, 30. That's the max.
okay, you'll be busy staring at the road and not at the speed, but yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
sure your bike could have gone much faster.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it still had power, when I was riding that. But then, you start feeling scared, after some
Obviously.
time. Yeah, yeah.
And you had drum brakes that time. So, or have you
No,
already converted to this?
no, I had already converted.
Okay.
I've been having this disc brake for a long time, very long.
Okay.
It's a boon, actually.
Obviously,
Yeah.
obviously. Even I've converted my drum into this, so that is required. And with reference to servicing, it's once a year, twice a year. How is it?
I'm, I do it like maybe once a year.
Once a
Yeah.
year. That's all that's required.
And every time we go on in monsoon time, if we go on a ride, then immediately after that I get it washed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
required.
yeah.
But so in short, it's a reliable bike.
Very reliable, I would say that, because as I've been on a lot of long rides and I have not yet touched wood, opened the engine.
Okay.
And uh,
And would you, if anyone wants to buy an RD, do you have any suggestions? Any things you should look into?
I would say you should get it thoroughly checked up by the mechanic, because sometimes the bike looks very good, but it's deceptive.
Yeah.
And
And it
so,
has been abused also by quite a few people
yeah.
before. So.
But I would say for a layman, he should just go for a ride, and if it does well, and it doesn't make any sound, the piston sound, because you should one should avoid buying a bike which is rattling, the piston is rattling, and the gears. If the gears are falling proper and there's no piston noise, then those are the basics, basically.
Okay.
But I would still get it audited by mechanic.
Obviously, you need to.
Yeah.
And, okay. Thanks for coming.